So one of the things you always want to do is make sure you're prepared when you go backpacking. When you get out 2 or 3 miles into the woods, you can't just go down to Walmart and pick up something that you forgot. So just show you a few of the things that we think are important when you go. I have a little pack here. It's called my goodie bag, and I basically try to keep a lot of my stuff in there. We have a headlamp that fits over your head. It's got a 3 thing instead of just around the 2. It also fits over top of your head. And this one has several settings, so I can just have one LED that's not very bright. I can have 2, I can have 3, or I can have it on a strobe thing, which is really good in an emergency. It doesn't use very much battery that way, so you can keep it on for a long time in case somebody's looking for you. Also, of course, you have to have a way to cook your food. I love a Primus Stove. This is ones that I've used for a long time and really like them a lot. This thing just basically turns on, sits on top of that. I know a lot of people like to use liquid fuel in the winter camping, and this doesn't work as well. But if you keep your canister in your sleeping bag, it'll work pretty well. A few other things that you have. I have a multi-tool thing. You can see it has all different kinds of tools. It's got knives, it's got a screwdriver, even has a fish thing for measuring and for getting hooks out. It's just a really useful thing. I use it mainly for the pliers. Usually carabiners have here. I always take a little knife sharpener with me as well. Besides the other light, I found a cheap light. I found this at Walmart. It's like $1, and it's a headlight as well. And it just has one setting, but it's not quite as bright, but it's great for just general stuff. And at $1, man, you could buy a lot of those and stick them in your pack. They're really lightweight. I usually have another flashlight that I take too. I usually take one of these as well. Never have too many lights. As long as they're not heavy, that's a good thing. I don't like a flashlight as well because it's not hands-free, but I still take one usually just in case. Now that we got cell phones, I actually have a waterproof cell phone container here, and that's what I keep my cell phone in. And anything else that needs to be really waterproof, you can put matches in there if you want, or something like that. I always try to take some extra guy line with me in case some of my guy lines break. I can use that, or if I need to, set up a tarp in an emergency, I can use that. And I always try to get like an orange color or pink color that I can see real well. Also, just for lashing things onto my pack and stuff, I usually take some of these smaller bungee cords. Really have found those just to be invaluable. My hands get dirty, when you're building a campfire and stuff like that. So I always take a little thing of biodegradable towels, little wash towels, so I can throw them away. I usually pack all my garbage out. Another thing that I always take with me is hand warmers. I found these at Walmart. You can get a whole bunch of them in one bag, 10 pairs for like $5, and they last about 10 hours each. It really is really good. I've been really impressed with those. I'm an astronomy teacher, so I also have a little laser pointer that I take with me, so that if I'm with someone else, I can actually use this laser pointer. It's one of those nice ones, and you can actually take it up to you can point out stars and constellations, and so it's real easy to show that to people. One of the things that you need to be sure that you take care of is making it comfortable to sleep, especially when you're packing in, especially when you're somebody my age. You get pretty sore if you're just laying on the ground. Now, these are the Thermarest Z-Rest ones. Some people don't like them, but I really like them. I don't like the air pads. Every time I get an air pad, it always seems to get a leak in it, and then I'm just sleeping on the ground anyway. So I've been using these, but these were just the cheap ones here. And so I happened to be at Walmart one day, and I saw these things on sale. And what they are is they're those things that you use to keep the sun out of your car during the summer. And they were I think they were like $3. And what I found was, of course, they have this reflective thing on them. And so you can put that on top of your Z-Pad, and they flatten out really good. And so what you have is you have both the layer of the Z pad, which is soft, plus these have some padding in them as too, and they really help reflect the heat back up to your body. And we found this to be work really well, and they're really lightweight and have some straps on them themselves, so I didn't even have to use any fancy straps. I just lashed them to my backpack. So that, you might want to try that sometime and see. Really lightweight, and it's really good. Another item that I found to be really helpful on a backpacking trip is a saw. This is a kind of a crosscut saw that they use to cut like rough lumber and trees. This one's a little bit big, but it's the one I have, and it's really lightweight. I like to have a campfire, and I don't like to just take an axe. I take an axe usually to use to pound my steaks in and things like that, or a mallet, but I like to use this because you can cut some pretty decent wood. Find some dead wood and you can cut it up really into nice big chunks, and it's pretty easy to use, and it's very lightweight. You just got to lash it on, and I usually take some duct tape and put along here and just wrap it over the thing so that it doesn't catch on anything, and it works really good. Okay, so we're here at Zaleski Backpacking Trail. We're just getting ready to head out, and got all our packs taken care of. We have no service here, so if we die, no one will know until they find us. So, sweet. All right, so here we go. So we're starting in towards B on the Zaleski Trail, and we ran across this little cave. If it was really storming bad or something, we could probably go in there and probably provide some pretty good shelter. Looks like there's a couple logs stuck in there, so maybe somebody's done that another time or two. So this first part of the trail's kicked my butt already. My pack's pretty heavy, so we're just sitting here for a little bit. Nice thing about being retired is we can come on a day when there's not too many people, and we can just kind of take our time. So saw one couple on the trail there ahead of us, and I think they're doing the whole trail. We're just going to do the first little half of it. So, all right. So we just came up this really long hill. We've been going uphill almost all the way. A couple little level spots and uphill. And like I said, the thing's kicking our butt, but we're still moving. Heart's still beating. Haven't passed out yet, so we're gonna keep going. This is fun, I think. So we made it to, let's see, it's point B. So the backpack camp number one is just this way, not too far, I think less than a mile. So and it looks like it'll be somewhat downhill, at least some of the way. So we're hopefully over most of our hills right now, at least for this particular trip. So if we were doing the whole loop, 6-mile loop, well, we couldn't do it right today, that's for sure. But it's beautiful here. Got a beautiful forest. Just came by a big old oak tree that was fell down or broke off, and it was a big one. So all right, well, let's see if we can find this camp. So we've got our camp set up, tents all set up, and we've got some wood ready to make a little campfire a little bit later, and I got some extra wood, and we have our little stoves here. We decided to get 2 so we could cook our water twice as fast, and we're just sitting down to a nice meal. Chelsea's eating beef stew, and mine is chicken teriyaki, and these things are great. All you do is just heat up some water, and then put them in here and let them sit for 8 or 9 minutes, and you got a meal. It's tasting good?
Yep.
All right. So we had supper. We're all done with supper, and just having a little cup of cocoa right now. And Chelsea took a quick break and laid out flat for a little bit. She's working on hour, what, 26, 25? She's been awake since she went into work, so she should sleep pretty good tonight, and I will sleep probably pretty good tonight. Yeah, and we have a beautiful sunset. Not sure I can get it. Doesn't do justice, the camera doesn't, but it's really pretty over there. And we got some campers that moved in north of us here a little bit. Was 4 guys. They're all from Worthington or Westerville, up north end of Columbus, and Gahanna's here. And so it's kind of an interesting experience, and I think we're gonna enjoy our evening here. Probably go to bed pretty early because we're pretty tired, both of us. So give us some words of wisdom, Chelsea.
I don't know what words of wisdom you want.
I don't know.
It's very fun.
All right.
Having a good time. I'm just getting ready to go to bed.
All right. So we got a fire going for the evening. Sun just went down, and so we're just
Very happy.
Yeah, it's kind of cold. It's not really cold. It's not really that bad for the 4th of November. It's beautiful, but this fire always feels much better. And we also have been using these little hand warmers. I got whole bags of them for $5. It was really cheap. I think I have enough for like 80 or 100 hours, and they really work good, so we're real happy. So we have some more campers around us now. There's 4 guys from the suburbs around Columbus, and then a family just came by, a dad and a mom and several kids, 3 or 4 kids. So, and they're all packing, so they're setting up on a site just down a little ways from me. So looks like it's going to be a nice evening. Sun just down, nice fire, good company. Although she's probably going to fall asleep pretty soon. And there's our nice tent. So, probably be the last time we're going to talk today. So, Merry Christmas. All right, so here's the...
We made it!
We made it. We're still alive. No broken bones. My strap broke on my pack, so we had to repair it, but it was almost home by the time that happened. And the iron furnace is behind us.
That was used to make Civil War iron. So that's a pretty cool thing. So we're gonna go unpack here, get in the car, head for McDonald's.